Hello there, YouTube. Today it is Monday the 24th of February, and by now you will have seen the video that I published based on my experiences on Wednesday the 12th of February. And that day was when I injured my left knee and twisted a ligament and had a pretty severe negative reaction after that. At the end of that day, I did get home okay, and I felt very sorry for myself, and I was really wondering what on earth I could do to keep working at that point. I felt that I needed at least a week off to help my knee recover, and I was really frustrated because that was going to be even less time I could work and less money. But there was just absolutely no other choice. There's no way I could have done any work on that knee on that Friday, or even more on that Wednesday. So I got myself home. I set about just resting my leg. Over the course of that weekend, it got reasonably okay, and by the Sunday I thought I might be able to work on the Monday. But the problem I had was I wasn't fully confident that my knee would hold out. And when I was walking upstairs in particular, there was a little twinge still of pain. And I just felt I can't guarantee that if I'm getting in and out of a van, it's not going to happen again. And so I didn't go back to work on the Monday, which was the 17th of February. And I think in hindsight, that was absolutely the right thing to do. I think I would have, if I'd gone back to work that day, it would have been too early, and I would have exacerbated the problem. By the Wednesday, the 19th, I felt that I could work, and I felt confident with my leg. And that would have been basically a week after the original injury. During the course of that week, I understood, without needing to go to A&E again, that this was exactly the same issue I had with my other knee a couple of months ago. And it's what had happened is my ligament had got out of place, and I just needed to get back into the right place and then recover. And it did that over the course of that week, and I didn't feel I had to go to hospital. And I felt that I knew what was going on, and knew that I just had to rest it, which was in itself quite a comforting feeling, rather than having to worry about what on earth was going on. So on the Wednesday morning, I hadn't got anything booked in, but I was all prepared. I had my food prepared and had everything ready to go. And I sat down at my desk, sort of in the late morning, having been on work in the morning while sitting in bed. Got myself ready, and then I was bidding on work, and it was really, really quite quiet. There was not a lot of work going on at all. I was putting on a sprinkling of bids and not winning anything. And I think in hindsight, actually no, at the end of the day, I realised I wasn't really that bothered about working that day. I wasn't really back into the right mindset. So although I was putting bids on, I was quite happy to sit at my desk and do other stuff. So I think I ended up getting what I wanted to get, which was basically another day off. Although I sort of wanted to work in theory, I know in practice I wasn't really quite ready for it, which is a little bit worrying because I don't really feel like that very often. But on this occasion, I was getting too much other stuff done. So let me at this point tell you what I was doing in the meantime. So while I was resting for that week and a couple of days, I was getting through all my other little admin jobs that I never get a chance to do. So that would be, for example, dealing with my emails, dealing with my filing system, both digital and physical, sort of making phone calls, closing accounts, changing addresses on accounts, chasing up people that are non-driving related stuff, and just basically getting to grips with all the things that niggle away at me that I didn't get done. And I did this previously and felt really good, but on this occasion, this week, I did loads more, and I basically ran out of things that I could do. I've got a list of about 2 or 3 things left to do now that I could do, but they're really not urgent or important. I even got myself some presents ordered early for various family members for birthdays, and not a lot of them, but enough that it's made a start, which is not like me at all. So on the positive side, over this last couple of weeks, I have really got ahead with my admin. The only thing that I was really kind of putting off, and I noticed this, was my YouTube videos. And I noticed that I wasn't that inclined to do them. These are the ones that I published earlier today that were sort of from the previous week that I had to sort of get edited. And it's the first time since I've done YouTube where I've really felt I wanted a bit of a break from it. I didn't want to read comments, didn't want to engage, I didn't want to be sharing all what's going on in my life. And I always felt that was going to be a temporary thing, but it might not have been. It might have been something that ended up being the case forever, but it has turned out to be temporary. I am back now on YouTube, and happy to be so. And I am sort of sharing the highlights or the main points about what's gone on. So this is Wednesday. So Wednesday was a kind of useful and an indication to me I wasn't really going to work. As part of my admin, I had booked in an appointment with a solicitor on Friday. So Friday morning I wasn't going to be working, and in the end I didn't work on Friday as well, which would have been last Friday just gone. So that would have been the 21st of February. So I was all ready to work today, being the 24th, and I, again, exactly the same thing as last Wednesday. I got myself ready, I was bidding on jobs, and there was just not very much. It was really, really quiet, and there was a lot of drivers in my area, a lot more than usual, I would say. There was probably in the region of 8 active drivers, sort of within about 15 miles of me. That's not including Peterborough. So Peterborough's had about 15 drivers active, but I was looking just at north of Peterborough, sort of between Peterborough and I suppose Boston, Sleaford, Grantham, Lincoln. Yeah, between Peterborough and Lincoln, then I would say there was around about 8 active drivers, all looking for work, and most of them didn't get jobs today. And obviously I haven't either. So another day off. It has been an awful February money-wise for me, but it's been an amazing February in terms of catching up on admin. So I've noticed in the last, I would say, since last Thursday, I've noticed that when I've left dialysis, it's actually had a little bit of daylight still. Not a lot, but enough to sort of think it's more like twilight than darkness. And so it gives me a fresh hope that spring is here, and that as the days get lighter, hopefully the work will get a little bit more busy. I have a couple of views on that, which I'll share with you guys. My honest view is I think there are more drivers in my area than there used to be, and there's not any more work. So I actually think it's going to be quite difficult for me to make any sort of living moving forward. But I'm not going to approach my life with that negativity. I'm going to try and be positive, and I'm going to do the best I can. But realistically, there are quite a few newer drivers in my area compared to what they used to be sort of 6 months ago. So, coming to the end of this then, I've chosen to do this video as a sort of catch-up to where we are now. I have published this afternoon the last 3 videos of me on the road, and so that brings you up to date in terms of what I've done in terms of my work and what's happened since I've been off work. I'm going to try to get back to work on Wednesday, and I hope to do a video of me on the road on Wednesday, and then I'll publish that the following Wednesday. Get back into that routine of being a week behind with my videos. So yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I want to say. I'm going to hopefully get back to work. I'm not sure if it's going to happen. I'm not sure how. I mean, basically February-wise has been really difficult in terms of the earning any money on the CX for me. So I suspect that won't change in the short term. I'm expecting it to be quite tough still, at least for another 3 or 4 weeks at least. But it could go on for longer. It could be less. Right. I hope you're all well. I hope that you are all being successful, no matter how you define that word for yourselves. Thank you very much for allowing me this chance to catch up with you guys, and I shall hopefully speak to you on Wednesday. Farewell, friends.